Hello, whoever's out there. Pardon me for one moment. I forgot that my Slingshot needs a set of bands installed. It'll only take me a minute. But I'm here. I forgot last time I was out shooting that on my favorite sling, the bands were about to blow up in my face, which would have been a bad thing. But luckily, I have a bunch of new ones. It'll only take me a second here. And my backup, I think it's getting aged on the bands as well, so I didn't want to start with that. I got to start where I can have a chance of shooting for a while. Sorry about that. Bear with me one moment. I'll tighten this down. Don't want the band popping out and hitting me in the noggin. Not that that's ever happened before. Wow, 7 people on already. Who's out there, guys? I see War Donkey's out there. How's it going, man? I'm doing okay now that I got my bands changed out. Last time I shot, it was cut, and then I pulled back and I heard something click, and that's what I had left. So if I'd have shot that, I'd probably been get hit in the face with the hand or something. So I just started tonight. Only taken a few shots, and that was with a bad band. So I have no idea how good or bad I will be tonight. I can tell these are new bands, though. Man, I can't hold my ammo for squat tonight. Can't hit a big target right now. We'll get dialed in. Give me a few minutes. I brought some fun things. Brought a can so we can cut it later. Woohoo! "30 feet with clays, 7 out of 10. That's good. What size target you hitting? That's where it's important. 7 out of 10 is pretty good, even if you're shooting at like 60 or 70 millimeter. That's not bad. At least the reward is there. Lionel, how you doing, man? Wow, up to 13. I'm killing it tonight. I think that's a record online for me. I'm excited about it. Let's have some fun, folks. Trash talking is welcomed, even if it's directed at me. I'm just getting ready for the tournament next weekend. Because I know there's going to be a lot of people harassing each other and giving each other the crap. So I'm just getting ready for that. That was a good solid 60. See if we can hit that 40 now that the bands are getting warmed up. That poor 40 down there, that takes the most abuse. I shoot at that one almost exclusively because it's one of the smaller ones. Somebody told me to hit 5 out of 10, 40 millimeters at 33 feet. And you should be able to shoot in the pro division. So that's what I've been trying to do. Sometimes I'll get 5 or 6 out of 10. Sometimes I'll get 1. And then sometimes I'll go 5 or 6 shots and not hit a thing. Maybe even 10 shots and not hit it. Then I'll get it 3 in a row. There was one. I got some targets the size of the one they sent, but they're sticky. So I just stuck it on a traffic cone. That'll work. Whatever is making you smile the most. Some people just like to cut cans. And there's nothing wrong with cutting cans. But they're a little bigger than some of the targets we'll get at the competition. So I do them after I've been shooting a while and I just need a break and I need to smile a little bit more. That's 2 in a row, by the way, on that 40. Oh, that was 2 in a row. And 1 in a row on the misses. Hawk, Weston. Yeah, I know about going amateur. I asked John, the organizer, when I was registering, I said, should I shoot amateur or should I shoot, almost said a naughty word, should I shoot pro? And he said, if you can hit 5 out of 10, 40 millimeters at 10 meters or 10 yards, then you are good enough to shoot pro. So that's what I've been working toward. Plus the consensus was I could sign up for amateur, but because I've never been to a tournament. But if I did, and I like smoked everybody and did really well, then everybody would harass me. So I signed up for pro. I don't know what I'm going to do. Don't know how I'm going to do. But one thing I know I'm going to do is have fun. Because Weston is going to teach me techniques to improve my long draw. And Mr. Hicks has promised to teach me to shoot the pickle fort, which I've pretty much given up on because I'm tired of frame hits. I shortened the bands on my pickle fort to make it stronger. And I think that extra speed has my timing off on getting my hold hand out of the way. So, if you guys haven't seen, I released another video this afternoon at 5 o'clock. Another slingshot slow-mo on my channel. This time we had fun. We shot up a can of silly string to watch it go. And before we did the silly string, we tried to behead a Barbie. Needless to say, we hit her, but we couldn't damage her. Although, last night at our archery club here with the kids, I stuck the Barbie out to see if they could do it. Kid, first shot, nailed her right between the boobs. But she still got a head on her. I mean, it literally nailed her right there. And you pick it up, and it was like you were spearfishing a fish underwater, and you pick them up, and they're like, you got them right in the middle. That's kind of what it looked like. It's pretty funny. I'd have took a picture of it and threw it up on the internet, but it might make people mad. Don't want to do that. Dude, that's 3 or 4 in a row on that 40. I started out bad tonight. Seem to be doing a little better. Dude, that's at least 4 in a row. Right again. That's like 5. Ah, that was 5 in a row. Weston, I'm coming for you, buddy. Coming for you. Hey, Josh is here. A lot of the fun people are here. You Not that you other folks aren't fun, but I watch these guys all the time online. And, well, I watch Josh and Andy all the time. And Weston's always in the chat talking smack. So it's good to have them on. I just ripped off 5 in a row on the 40 millimeter target. I'm using my 8 millimeter steel. That's what I like to shoot. I did 5 in a row on that 40, and it'll probably take me 7 more shots to hit it again. Although I'm really close. Oh, there we go. I did bring a slingshot I don't normally shoot. I think I've had it on one other time. I got my Torque X that once I get comfortable and have some good practice time with my Axiom X, I'll pull that thing out and shoot a little bit. I usually shoot okay with it. And I bet if I shot it all the time, I would get really good with it because I'm not far off with that thing. It shoots pretty good. For some reason, I just don't shoot it. That's 3 in a row again on the 40. Don't worry, Josh. You're in no danger from me, buddy. It's 4 in a row again. Dang, this is the best I've done on live TV. Oh, 4 in a row. I think the best I ever did, I got 9 in a row. Surprised even myself. Like, dude, that was pretty good. War Donkey, did you say you're using 40 millimeter? I'm shooting at a 40 millimeter. You know how big a 40 millimeter ball would be? It'd be like you pull. No, I'm shooting 8 millimeter. Little teeny things. That's what I'm doing, Josh. I'm just getting reps. Sometimes they're bad reps and I don't do well, but I'm having fun. I'm just getting the reps, hoping that tournament day, I have a good day. If I have a good day and I'm on, I think I'll do okay, and I'll be happy with where I'm at. Not that I'll beat you guys, but it'll be fun. Weston, you talking crap? Yeah, I've seen you online. Wow. The 2 Hickses are on. They're the ones that usually make the most trouble. So, hey, it'll be fun. And Mr. Roy's in here, so that's good. Ha, jinxed myself. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in jinxes. I call that overconfidence. You do well, and it's like, nah, I got this, and then the next time you suck. Down to 4 people. I had 13 on earlier. Where'd you all go? I hope it's coming through okay. My connection tonight isn't the greatest, I don't think. There we go. There's a 1, a 40. Whoop. I did fix up my outside range at home, so when the weather's good, I'll be able to do some stuff from there. And should be fun. I can actually do some long distance training online if the weather clears up by next week when we leave for the tournament. Otherwise, I'll have it to shoot during the summer and do some cool slow motion things. Like one of the slow motions I want to do is blow up a can of carbonated water. This one's empty. I'm going to shoot this one later. I want to blow up a can of water. I want to shoot some Jello. I had a kid the other night offer me an old phone to shoot. I was like, dude, yeah, especially if it's an iPhone, because I'm not an iPhone guy. I would love to shoot up an Apple iPhone. But if not, I think I got an old Android at work that nobody knows exists because it's really old and worthless. I may bring that home and shoot her up. What else have I got? I want to shoot an egg, too. Shoot an egg in slow motion would be kind of fun. And maybe line a couple of them up and see if you go through all of them and watch them all splatter. Somebody was telling me fruit. But I don't know what fruit will blow up. I think it'll just go through. I shot at a pumpkin and just put a hole in it. Thinking maybe a clump of grapes. Oh, that was way off. Must have flinched on that one. Ooh, got that one. Supper time. You watching while you eat? Ooh, a strawberry, maybe. I'm trying to think if it would splatter. It's small enough that it might get thrown around. Yeah, freeze the grapes. Frozen grapes are kind of like little fruity popsicles. They're pretty good. That might work. Freeze some grapes. And a strawberry. Ideas. Neato. Thank you, guys. I will say that once the tournament is over, then I'm going to spend, since I've been practicing for the tournament, I have spent like no time on my other hobby, which is RC airplanes. And I'm actually an instructor for the club I belong to. So I got to start spending time on that because spring's coming. Plus I did put some landing gear on one of my builds the other day that needed it. So it's ready to fly now for its maiden voyage. I hope to make some videos and a couple of those things for all my RC people that have subscribed over the years. And I'm going to keep doing slingshot stuff too because, hey, it's fun. I just may not do quite as many. I think that's 3 in a row on that 40. But if you want to see stupid RC plane stuff, I might be able to help you out with that. An ice cube might look cool, especially if we put some color, food color in it so you can see it better. Do I ever put a camera on my planes? I have. In fact, the reason I do video for a living, and the reason I got into RC planes is I wanted to become the first person in the area doing aerial video. And let me tell you, that was a rabbit hole that occupied many years, and I never got the quality footage I wanted. I started with the multi-roll, everybody calls them quadcopters, drones. My first one was a tricopter with 3 motors, and it was stabilized by 4 gyros from an RC helicopter. It wasn't like the computerized GPS-controlled ones that are idiot-proof that anybody can fly today. And so, yes, I've carried a camera. If you just throw a camera on top of the airplane, it's hard to watch because you're doing this all the time. And it's just not watchable. Maybe for an occasional shot or something, if you're making a video. But I have a guy at the club that makes a lot of flying videos, and he brings his stuff. And there's another young man at the club that is a really good drone pilot with one of those ones like they flew at the Olympics. And he'll chase me around and give me some of that footage too. You guys send me if you guys look back on my YouTube channel before the last video I did before I started doing slingshots, I think I made a video that said, "Am I drunk?" I don't drink, so no, I wasn't drunk. But I was showing off a plane that I'd been working on, that I'd been messing with. And it's a trainer plane, but it's one everybody likes because it's just stupid fun and it do a lot of fun things. So I took the landing gear off the bottom and put them on the wings. So then I can land upside down. Except when you fly upside down, the controls are backwards. So I put a hopped up motor on it so it goes really fast and sounds like a baby on crack when it flies. And I put landing gear on top of the wings and a tail wheel on the rudder. And I fly it around upside down. To make it even more fun, I programmed my radio so that the controls upside down flew like a normal plane. So it literally flies upside down. And I can flip a switch. I can do a half roll. I can go whoop, flip the switch. Then it'll look like a normal plane and it flies like a normal plane. Do a half roll, flip the switch. I'm upside down. It's flying like a normal plane. cracks everybody up, and everybody's like, you're stupid. It's like, yeah, I'm a little crazy. And then over the winter, over the holidays, I built the plane from this company called Flight Test that I like, out of Ohio. They make planes easy to build out of foam board from the dollar store. And it's a World War II Spitfire. Except I took two of them and I put them together and I made a twin Spitfire, which I don't think anybody's ever built one. And that's the one I was putting landing gear on. So that's the one I got a maiden when the weather gets better. And then if it flies good, maybe I'll paint it. I don't want to spend too much time painting the plane if it's going to just barrel in and crash. Luckily, there's not much money in it because it's foam board. Ooh, got the frog. So there's some of the fun stuff on my channel. Just go back and look for the one that says I'm not drunk. That's a pretty fun plane. Oh, let's see. What event am I most worried about and most confident in? That's a good question, Weston. I think I've talked about it before, but I don't always have big populations on my lives. The ones that I think I will do okay in, not that I'm going to win, but I think I won't embarrass myself terribly, are the knockdowns, unless I have a really sucky day, because that's basically what I practice in years of knockdowns. And maybe the distance shooting, believe it or not. What I do here in this basement in my church, I get a little 6-inch paper bowl, put a dot in the middle, and I hang it up on my target. And if I go to the far back wall, it's 20 yards. Yes, I know it's not 25 yards. It's 20 yards. And I'll take 20 shots at it. And I usually get 10 to 12 shots on the bowl. And usually a couple of them pretty close to center. From what I understand, the target there is 8 inches. And when I can at home, I got a spot measured out in my yard, 25 yards. And I got a coffee can sitting on a stick. And I went out the other day and like 10 shots, I think I hit it 8 times. So I think I got a chance to do okay. Woods course, it all depends on how well I read the distances and how far up and down my aim I go on my slingshot. It'll be fun, but I have no idea because I've never seen one or done one, only what people have shown in videos. And the speed thing, that's where I'll embarrass myself. That's what I'm going to use the Torque X for. Speed, I played around. I can get 10 shots off in a minute, maybe a few more. There's no way I'm going to get 20 shots off. My idea is to shoot as smoothly and efficiently as I can and just get points for the overall standings on the speed course. That's my goal, is just get points. I could sit it out and say, screw it, I'm not doing it. But then I don't get any points for it. At least score some points. If I hit 2 cans, I get points for 2 cans. Yeah, the speed shooting. It's going to be a fun one, isn't it, Roy? I think I mentioned on here before, I tried speed shooting at my house. And I was using this frame, which was probably a big mistake. And I was trying that technique I know Andy talks about where you hold the ammo in the bands like this instead of pinching the pouch. You hold the ammo. Of course, I'm using 8mm, so it's a little harder. And I started doing it, and things were bouncing off my frame, and they were hitting the tire repair store in my backyard. And I just said, not doing it anymore. Not doing it. So now I'll just like, okay, let's play. Let's play, shall we? Let me turn this so you can see a little bit better. No, that wasn't the right way. Okay. I'm just going to shoot fast and clean and smooth, and I'm going to shoot at that big target on the bottom right. See how I do? Okay, here we go. See, I'm really fast. But at least I could get a couple of points. I don't care if my bands are twisted. I don't have a timer because my phone's being used for the live. See, I'm not very good at it. I got 3 though. Come on, get 4, Philip. Your minute's almost up. Well, that was way off. I knew that was bad. Okay, one more shot. One more. Quick, 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 quick. I got 3. Wasn't smooth, wasn't clean, but it would have scored some points at least. Oh, got the frog. All right, let's go back to that 40 mil. Now that I was just haphazardly throwing them up there. I think the reason when I was practicing at home on the speed stuff that I kept getting the erratic stuff is because when I was putting it in the pouch and holding it like this, if you can see that, because it's only 8 millimeter, I could barely feel the ammo. So who knows where it was sitting in my hand. And I got a bunch of frame hits on my slingshot from that, and they were bouncing all over. And I tried it in here, and they were bouncing all over. And that's when I said, I'll wait till I get there, and I can try it in a place where I'm not going to break something. And if I get better and pick up 2 extra targets, so be it. Yeah, I've seen Andy. I've seen how he does it. It's like, I haven't figured that out yet, but he uses pouches as well that are narrower in the middle. These are kind of that way, but I think he's using 9 millimeter for the speed. And he just like, and if I was watching him today, he's got a slingshot with tubes. They must be thin tubes because they barely fit between the forks. And so he's just like, he never worries. You don't have to worry about the band being twisted. He shoots, and then he goes like that, and he brings one up to the front of his hand, and he just pulls it up and shoots. And I get how it works, but I don't have a setup that I could really learn it on, and I don't have a place I could really practice it on. So if I learn it when I'm there, cool. I'm not losing sleep over speed shooting. I don't think it's going to be the difference between me being on the podium or missing the podium. Let's just say that. Me being on the podium. That would be a riot. That would be hilarious to beat some of those guys that I see all the time that hardly ever miss. Although when they go there and do their lives and I see them miss, it makes me smile. It just means they're human like me. I'm just more human. Well, I was doing good. Now 3 in a row I've missed. There we go. There's a 1. Two in a row. Doing pretty good. Might be time to go cut that can. 3 in a row. I cut a can last night for archery, and I did it really fast. 3 in a row. I remember I did it on a video before I started my basic series, and to cut the can, it took me like well over 25 shots. I felt bad because at home I do it in like 10 or 12, but at home I'm only shooting from 23 feet. So in my basement. So it has much more impact when it hits. Here I'm at 33 feet, and it just loses a little bit of steam by the time it gets there. And it takes a few more. But last night, I think I did it in 15, which I thought was pretty good. Our numbers are fluctuating. It was 10 a minute ago. Now it's down to 5. And then it was back up. And then it was down. I am kind of rushing things. I'm not really taking my time. I'm lining things properly, which is probably good because it's very possibly how I will behave at the tournament. There we go. All right, let's go throw a can downstream. Squirrel! How's it go, man? Roy, if I beat you, I'll probably beat you by 1. I'll probably beat you by 1. Hey, Squirrel. CG, good to see you guys. I'm going to go put a can up to shoot, and then I'll zoom in a little bit more so you guys can see the can. You don't really need to see me as much on that. I love cutting cans. There's nothing more satisfying than a smack on a can. All right, I'm going to zoom in so you can see the target down there a little bit better. Hang on 1 second while I adjust my camera. Yeah. Can we zoom in even more? Yes, we can. All right. There, after we knock the can down, we'll zoom back out. How many shots is it going to take me tonight? I count hits and total shots. Last night was 15 hits and 15 shots, and I got it. So start a pool. Who thinks they know how many it will take? There's 1. 2. This might be fun to film in slow motion. 3. I'm not very good at moving targets. I like to wait until it settles down. 'There's 4 and I missed. 4 shots and 3 hits. 5 shots and 3 hits. What's going on, Philip? It's a freaking can. Should be able to see it. 6 shots and 3 misses. No, 4 hits and 6 shots. That's it. 7 shots. Man, my percentages are not very good on this can. Ooh, that was a good hit. 5 and 8. 6 and 9. It's starting to hurt a little bit. 6 and 10. Hey, Turtle. How's it going? How's it going, Turtle? Good to have you here. Trying to hit a can. I've taken 10 shots and only hit it 6 times, which is terrible. Terrible, I tell you. Oh, 7 hits. 7 hits and 11 shots. Eight hits and 12 shots. Nine and 13. That was a good hard hit. 10 and 14. 14 shots, 10 hits. All right, Turtle. Your comment got hidden. And I don't think it liked your a certain choice of words. So let's keep her family friendly here. Oh, and I can't see squat with these on. Okay, 10 hits, 14 shots. 11 hits and 15 shots. $12 and 16. Come on, quit swinging. 13 and 17. Ooh, I like the way it's landing now. 14 and 18. That one just kind of went right through it, so there must be a big old hole there. 15 and 19. Come on. 16, 20. I'm beating the Nikes out of that can. It hit, but I'm not going to count it. 16 hits and 21. It barely touched it. 17. Oh, I think I see where I need to hit now. That was not it. 18 and 24. 19. I can see through it. I see the targets through it. 19 and 25. Okay, let me try something here. 19 and 26, because I'm aiming at something specific. 27. Come on, Philip. You can do better than this because people are watching. It's 20. 28. I see where I need to hit it. That was not it. Ah, I flinched. I forgot how many shots I'm on. It's way too many. Oh, it's hanging. That's 21 hits. 21 hits. 22 hits. And it's just bare. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's hanging by a piece. And if I hit the bottom, it'll come off. So that's 22. Let's do it in 23. Just got to hit the bottom piece now. I got the frog instead. Oh, how did that not come off? Oh, well, it exposed a big area for me to shoot at. Jeez, how did that not rip off of there? This is crazy, folks. It's like got a couple of hairs hanging on there. Way more than I wanted on live TV, but it's still fun because there's nothing better than that sound. Or maybe if I hit the top part of the can, it'll rip it off. Let's go for the big part at top. Nope. She's an ornery one down there. How did that not come off? Man. This is like the most hits ever. Take down the can. I flinched. It's going to take me 50 stinking shots. I don't know if anybody's counting anymore. There it went. Woo! Brushwalker, hey, Scruffy Nerds in. Thanks for hopping in, guys. Let me go grab the can downstream there. Take a look at it. Gotta get it off without cutting myself. Come on, you silly thing. There we go. I'm gonna beat that sucker up. This is what it was hanging by right there. But I guess I could puzzle it back together. Anyway, let me zoom back out. All right, somebody throwing jokes? Hey, you called it, Scorgan. You called it. You going to be at the tournament, Scorgan? I keep seeing you pop up on these lives, but I don't know that I've ever met you or haven't seen you on mine very many times. If you are, make sure to come see me. Find me. You obviously know what I look like. I'm going to try the Torque X for a little bit. Oh, bummer, Scorgan. Would have been fun to meet you. I'm going to meet plenty of people. So, all right, let's try the Torque X. We're going for that big one on the bottom just to get started. Ooh, nailed it. It's 2 in a row. Maybe I should go for the 40 millimeter up high. Nope. This one has bands that are way longer than my draw length. But they got plenty of juice for target shooting. They're the Simple Shot, pretty sure they're 0.5s. And this is the standard Simple Shot microfiber pouch. I prefer these. This is all I put on my bands now because I like how it centers the ammo for me. It helps me have a better grip. I got some of these. If anybody wants them at the tournament, I'll be glad to give them to you because I don't plan on using them. I don't know what the taper is on here. I think it's probably 2012 0.5s. And my band should be about this long. So I've got an extra inch. I used to make them a little extra long for durability so I could get a lot of shots out of them. I started dropping that down just a little bit since I started using the 0.45 from Weston. But of all the things Simple Shot makes, the one thing that I'm not real thrilled about is their bands. They're good bands, but they're black. I like my bands in color because I can see them when I'm lining my shot up better. These just kind of disappear, and it's hard to see what I'm lining up. So I'll probably be buying some more pink from Weston because I like that stuff. Jeez, I'm nowhere near on this thing. What am I doing? Very low. It's a couple of millimeters narrower, but not that much. It shouldn't make me shoot low. If it's narrower, it'll make you shoot high. That was the right height. This is what I'll probably use for speed when I'm there. I don't know where that one went. Didn't even hit in the target. Obviously, I need to put a pink set of pink bands on it and the pouch that I like. So I need to make a set of those bands that are extra long from what I've been making, so I have room to wrap and tuck. I'm not even close with this thing. Dang. Yeah, I guess this won't be my competition slingshot for anything important. Nope, nope, nope. It's enough of that. I don't have a whole bunch of slingshots. I know some of you guys buy up everything you can find. Looking at you, Roy. Guy keeps, I'll take that one. I'll take that one. You got so many slingshots. I get 2 or 3 that I like and I shoot the crap out of them. You're a mysterious enigma, Scorgan? I guess that's good. I'm glad you're here, even if you are a mystery. Shoot me a friend request on Facebook if you're on Facebook. The way I can get to know people by name better. Tell me your screen name and your real name. And that's assuming you're on Facebook, of course. Same with everybody out there. There's still some names I haven't put with your screen names. Even if you told me, there's just too many of them. I'm slowly learning some. I know Hawk Sling is Weston. I know Josh, or Hicks in Oklahoma is Josh. And obviously Mrs. Hickson, OK, is his wife, Caitlin. But some of the names I'm still having trouble with putting real names with screen names. So if you're on Facebook, look me up, Philip Hinkle. You'll know because I have a picture of this on my profile. I'm in Wisconsin, if that helps narrow it down. My friend list is getting very slingshot heavy. My friends list is very slingshot heavy and RC plane heavy. It's 3 in a row. Although I think that one just hit the very top of it. No, that was a miss. I can test them, Roy. I'll take you up on some of that. I don't want to test your Moan Waller because in case something goes wrong, I don't want to be guilty of banging that thing up. But I'm hoping to try a few from people. I have certain things I like, and I'm going full-on confessional here. Okay? I've been thinking about, see, all these that people are getting and making. It's cool, but there's just something. I'm not a natty guy. I like form and beauty. And the natties are pretty, But there's just something about them. They don't excite me. There's a couple that Ron Perry's been building look kind of nice. I may pick one of those up. But I made one for myself. It was my first one that I ever made, and it was very mediocre. There's just something about the natural wood fork ones that, I don't know, maybe if I shot one and shot it well, I would like it, but I just kind of like the ones that are made without irregularities, I guess you should say. But that's just me. That's why I like my Axiom. That's why I like that torque. My LT2. I did see that nice Axiom that Jordan made that had wood, and it had like a wood on one side and G10 or micarta or something on the other side. That was a really cool looking slingshot. Only problem is the Axioms in their natural form are like 100 millimeter slingshots. And I shoot 90s. So I have to relearn a new anchor point if I'm going to go with anything bigger than a 90. But I had a true confession for you guys. That's just me. Not saying they're not nice and they shoot great. It's not something I want to burn the doors down to go buy. If I had the money, I'd love to get a Moen Waller from RVA. I've seen a couple of slingshots from like Double D's and Jordan and stuff like that I wouldn't mind having. Josh Hicks. But I don't know. I just kind of like the plastic and the metal. That's just who I am. Hopefully you don't hate me more for saying that. I'm shooting pretty decent okay tonight. Brushwalker. Andy's here. Hey, Andy. Saw you a couple of times today. You're on YouTube more than you're off YouTube, I think. I couldn't hang out for a long time in the ones today because I was working, but I caught a few minutes. I'd love to share a screen with you guys sometime and do a combination one like you guys do. But unfortunately, I can only do it pretty much in the evening, so you guys may not be able to shoot outside then. But I'd love to shoot side by side with you and talk some smack and do some trash talking and junk. I think it'd be fun. Maybe on a weekend or something. Maybe on a weekend. The clips need to go on the Axiom. I don't really like wrap and tuck. I like clips. That's me. Yeah, Andy, get in touch with me. I think you're on Facebook, right? Let's get together and see if we can schedule a time. Monday and Wednesday evenings are good for me. Probably Saturday afternoon and Sunday late afternoon would work. Of course, we'll be at the tournament soon. After that, I may not do quite as many lives, but I'll still do some. Just because I like hanging out with everybody. It's fun, and I'm shooting okay tonight. I'm not embarrassing myself too terribly bad. Well, except for how many shots it took me to cut that can in half. That was embarrassing. Shooting pretty good tonight. I got like 4 or 5 in a row on that 40 millimeter earlier, which made me very happy. My poor 40 millimeter, it gets abused because that's like all I shoot at. There we go. All right, let's walk it across. That was a 40. Can we get the 50? Can we run the table? There was the 50. Am I blocking the target? I hope not. $60. Right dead center on the 70. Can we do the 80? All right, now the fun part. Let's try and walk it back. Okay, 70. Oh, I flinched. Oh, I was going to hammer that and I flinched. All right, let's hit the frog. Boom! I killed that little dude. See if I can hit him twice. Figure he's pretty good to shoot at because he's about 40 millimeters or smaller. So anything small like that's good to shoot at. Oh! All right. I'm going to put myself on the spot a bit again. You can still see the target. That's good. Let's go throw a card up there. Of course, I'm using my simple shot cards. These are thick cards, so they're hard to cut. But I don't think I've ever cut a card all the way through. What I have done is hit them and tear them, and I consider that a cut. So, there. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. All right, I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see the targets a little better. Readjust here. Card should be, where's my finger? Right about there. I like what you said there, Andy. That's good. Folks should never be embarrassed about how they shoot. I've watched pro golfers get the shanks. I watched some of the best shooters in the country shoot themselves and have fork hits. Yep. Yep, I agree. That's one reason it's so much fun to watch the U.S. Open in golf, because they make that course so hard that the pro golfers look like us. So that one's always fun to watch. All right, here we go. The card is right there. Oh, I hit it. I don't think I did any damage. I think I skimmed the side of it. Hopefully you could see that. Oh, I flinched bad there. In part, Andy, some of the stuff that I say about not shooting well and all that, some of it is my internal self-deprecating humor. And it's just kind of how I am. I'm a little quirky. And at my job, I've been known to say things that are not appropriate. And I've gotten in trouble for it because I work for a bunch of lawyers. I work for my local bar association. And everything's sterile and professional and very stodgy. And I try and get them to loosen up and have some humor and not be boring. And sometimes I'll just push the envelope a little too hard. So recently, last week, we had one of our members who's very popular with the group 2 hours north. She got brain cancer mid-year last year, and they were having a special recognition for her at the city hall, and they wanted somebody to go, but we didn't know about it until the day before. And I was real good friends with her. And I was the only one that could go. So I took a 2-hour drive up north, took some pictures and video that we can put on our social media. I hit the frame on that one. And I asked my boss and one of the lawyers I work with, can you guys write a post for me for LinkedIn? Because I won't say it right. I won't say it where it doesn't embarrass you guys. I want it to be right. So having somebody else write it. Oh, I got the frog. He's just past the frog toward the center. Man, I think I'm talking too much. I'm not concentrating. Oh, that was just over the top. I think one of my shirts in the back of the thing is kind of tied up back there. That was way off. Hang on one second. Let me go fix my backstop. We got 3 t-shirts in here. And after a while, they don't do their job as well. And when you shoot something, it embeds the t-shirt in the back of the bin because I put cardboard on the back to protect the plastic. And the 8mm steel will just embed itself so the shirt's stuck back there and there's no way that it can bounce and reflex. So let's try again. Oh, that was close. It sounded a lot better too. Oh, I hit the top. Let's go see what we did. I put a dent in it. Look, that worked. Not the greatest, but we did some damage. I consider that a cut. I consider that a hit. It was right on the edge and it tore it a little bit. So I have cut them better than that in the past, but I'll take that on a night like tonight. I'll take that. How we doing here? We got 8 people still in. Coming from messing with playing cards before this, I yet to try cutting cards. Yeah, I know I did that the other week, Andy, on the first shot. It's like, that's where I knew I was in over my head when I cleaned that one. That was pretty funny. I've done that a couple of times, and who was it that said they have yet to try cutting one? Turtle. Don't give up. Just do it, man. Just go out there and grab a card and shoot at it. The simple shot cards are nice, but they're really thick. Go and buy those crappy ones for $1.25 at the dollar store or the big box store. Those are much thinner. And when you hit them, they cut better. That's what I started on. But it may take you a while, and it might surprise you how quick you do it. Because literally when you're cutting a card, you're shooting at something like this. All you got to do is get your windage or your left to right angle aim nailed. You've got all of this room on the card for your up and down aim. So as hard as it looks, it's not as hard as it looks. The thing I have never been able to do is strike a match, make it catch on fire. I've got the right kind of strike anywhere matches. But I've tried, can't do it. I can hit the match and break it. I just can't hit it in the right spot perfectly and strike it. Talk about aim small. Trying to light a match, that's aim small. You got to get the cheaper playing cards. That is one way. And then if you have trouble and get tired, just flip the card around and shoot at it. It's a bigger target. Then you can at least say you hurt it. I need to try it again. Take 2 glasses, or I use pill bottles, put some weight in the top one, and put a playing card in the middle and try and shoot the card out. On the intros to my videos on YouTube, I have a clip of me doing that. Last couple of times I tried it here on camera and stuff, all I did was I kept hitting the pill bottles and blowing them up. I really want to try it with shot glasses because it would kind of play off my Slinging Shots name for my videos, but I'm afraid I'd break them. I'd love to try a Coke bottle. But dang, if I miss that, I make a big mess out of glass. So I've been using pill bottles. Aim small, hit small, as they say. Yes. In fact, for those of you that were on, what's today, Wednesday? Monday when I was on. We had a small crowd Monday night. I mentioned the church service on Sunday morning at 9 at the tournament. Turns out I volunteered to do the music, and then the person they had planned to do the devotion or message was going to be out of town, so the organizer, John, turned the whole thing over to me. So I'm going to be doing a couple of songs, new and old, and I bring in my guitar, my nice 12-string, and some audio equipment, and I'm going to have a message, and my message is called Aim Small, Hit Small. Is that what it is? Aim small, miss small. That's it. Aim small, miss small. So kind of have it figured out. Just need to put some polish on it. So if you're going to be there, would love to see you there at the service. It's only going to go about 30 minutes. And then we're going to go shoot a few hours. And then me and the buddy that's coming with me going to head for home because it's a 5 or 6 hour drive back here to Wisconsin. So I'd love to see you guys there. John just turned that whole thing over to me. Said, why don't you just take care of it? And it's one less thing he has to worry about. So I sent him all the words for the music today so he could print them out. In case you don't know the songs, they're fairly popular, but everybody will have words to sing along. I'm multi-talented. I play the guitar. I lead the music here at my church. I fly RC planes. I shoot slingshots. I like to teach. That's my gifting, is teaching and explaining stuff. I used to work at a help desk, tech support. And for a year in my previous life, I traveled all over the country teaching TV stations how to edit in their new digital world after going from tape to tape. So that was quite fun. I like explaining stuff and making complicated seem simple. That's why I did that basic series. I wasn't going to do it because I said everybody else does it. And what am I going to say that's going to be different? But Weston, Mr. Hawk, encouraged me to do it because we can't have too much content. So I did it. And it's been very popular. The first and last episode have over 1,000 views on them. So I hope I'm helping somebody. I like to teach, though. I really do. Once I learn to do something. Like I told Weston the other day, once I figure out the long draw and get good enough to actually hit a target, I'm going to make a video on how I learned it and what I'm doing to make it work. Because I had some questions when I was trying to learn how to do it, and nobody would answer my question. I could not find a video on it. And finally, somebody on the Slingshot forum, I think, gave me the trick, the tip that put me over the top, and I haven't had a butterfly kiss since, except on the pickle. Pickle's a whole different world. That's 4 times in a row in that 40, by the way. Aim small, hit small. You appreciate when making teaching videos. That's awesome, Scorrigan. Glad you like that. I agree, because I learned a lot from Double D's. I learned a lot from all the Simple Shot videos that Nate made, or Nathan made. I think that's his name, right? And some that Jordan has done, and some that Can Vandal. He's my favorite, Can Vandal. He's a riot, that dude. I want to shoot with him on that would be hilarious. I learned a lot from them, and doing some reading on this like Slingshot forums. And it taught me to shoot reasonably okay. And it's like, why do I need to do it? Why do I need to recreate the wheel if it's already been created? And then Weston encouraged me, because everybody says it different. And a lot of the things that were said on those videos were the same. But on almost every one of those videos I watched, every one of those videos I watched, I would pick up a tip or something. Oh, yeah, let me go try that. So in my videos, what I tried to do is put all of that from the multiple places together into, here's what worked for me. Because I mentioned in there multiple times, this is what I do, but it's not necessarily what everybody does. Like when I was talking about bands and pouches and stuff. A lot of people swear by tubes. Never shot them except on a wrist rocket. I just like the flat bands. I know for speed shooting, they're probably great. But I've never shot a slingshot with a good set of tubes on it, so I can't really say. I've just been spoiled, and right now I'm preparing for a competition. So I don't want to go do anything stupid and try and learn something from the ground up all over again. Let me go fix my backstop. It's moving on me. So that's why I made those basic series. Oh, man. You did it again, didn't you? One of these shirts likes to completely come off the string. Drive me nuts. All right, let's see if we can make this work for a little while still. All right. So when I learn the long draw and I get consistent enough that I feel confident, I'm going to make a video that answers the questions that nobody would help me with. Let's do some long draws. Just for Roy, because he's long draw Perkins. All right. We're still sitting on 9 people. We're an hour and 15 in. Holy crap. Probably should start wrapping this up soon. All right, here we go. I'm going for the big target with the long draw because I got to get it figured out. I missed it. I hit the bounce back target. I'm not doing that really long stuff like Andy does from like way. Every time I do that, I blow something up. I'm just doing what I call the long and not the half butterfly, if you will. Baby steps, people, baby steps. Ow. Band slap. I got to figure out where Josh gets that one thing for his finger that keeps his knuckle from getting banged. I'm going to get one of those. Here we go. A couple of days ago, I was doing this, and I got the 40 3 times in a row. It's like, dude, that ain't tonight. I'm low, so I got to adjust my anchor back there. Hope you guys can see the target. There we go. That was dead on. This is as adventurous as I get right now, as far as variety, because I'm just trying to focus on muscle memory and repetition for the tournament. Oh, I saw that hit the red. So I'm getting there. I'm getting close. I think after Hawk takes me under his wing, you see what I did there, Hawk wing? Yeah. As soon as he does that at the tournament and shows me a couple of things, he messaged me about it last night or the other day, and I got to try a few. There's something I need to change on this slingshot. See if it helps any, but and like those barely made it in the target, those last two shots. They were so low. Don't even think that one made it. I think it hit the curtain behind. Oh, that was dead on in the red. Let's try and hit that 40. Think I can do it? Low and right. That was direct on, but high. This floating anchor thing takes a little repetition. Oh, that was really close. Very close. Couple more tries. If we don't hit it, we're going back to the regular one for a few shots, and then we're going to call it a night, I think. That was high, so I've gone too far. There we go. Oh, yeah. Nailed it. All right, back to the Axiom X. Hey, Brush, later, dude. Thanks for joining. Thanks for popping in. Josh said, I'm just hard-headed and refuse to push the frame through my shot to reduce the band slap. I saw you say that today on the live when somebody asked you about that little knuckle thing. I'd love if you could hop on a private message or something and tell me where you got that. It's like a little sleeve. I'd love to get one. I found with my pickle fork, Josh, this is where you're going to have to help me. If I just shoot it like you do, when it works, I do fine. But if I push through it, I'll get a band slap. And it's a good band slap. So I don't know what's going on. Anyway. Your tutelage will be sought out next weekend. And if you convince me I can do it, I might buy one of your pistons because as pickle forks go, that's the one that I really like the style and design on it. That's the one I want. And I want to get a bow sling from Simple Shot. So Andy, if you got any pull on that, I want a bow sling to shoot with the kids here in archery. That'd be cool. Ooh. Oh, and that trip that I had to make up north for that lady's memorial or whatever. I had to drive my own car because I didn't have time to go get a company car. So I got 300 plus miles at 72 cents a mile. $220 something coming for expense. So I'm going to take about 60 of it, pay for the gas that I used, and then the rest is spending money for the Midwest Spring Sling. So I'm going to have some wads in my pocket. I know there's a lot of supplies and stuff I want to get from Simple Shot. Need to pick up a couple of things of bands from different people. And I want to get a set of the pink from Weston. Maybe some from somebody else. I need some of the band tying string. Couple of things that I need to pick up. I hope they have those special rulers where you can adjust the tapers. I know they're sold out on their website. I have one that I got off of that online place. And it's good, but my rotary cutters actually put grooves in the side of it where I got over aggressive pushing up against it. So I'd like to get another one. So I'm hoping they'll have one of those. I'm pretty fast. Did you see me trying to do speed earlier, Andy? It was so funny. I'm not spending the time I normally would concentrating. I'm actually shooting really well tonight in my standard. But yeah, I've seen you shoot. I ain't fast. To tournament, my number one objective is learn as much as I can from the pros. Yeah, the piston looks comfy to hold. That's why I like it. Plus, it just looks cool. That's why I want one, Josh. You just got to teach me to use it without breaking it and hitting it. Roy, I'm kind of the same way. I just want to learn what I can. I want to meet people and make friends. But it's a tournament. I'm there. I want to see how I stack up. I have no delusions I'll be anywhere near a podium or anywhere near a trophy. But I'm going to see how I do. I think there's over 40 people in pro signed up. If I could replace somewhere, I've told people many times, if I could place somewhere in the 20s, I would be happy. Somewhere around 20, give or take 5 spots. Man, if I could hit in the top 15, that would be really cool. But hey, I have no delusions of accomplishing that. Not with Roy Long Draw Perkins breathing down my neck all the time and trash talking me, because I know he's going to do that. So will Hawk. So will Andy. And God forbid I get around Moan from RVA very long, because I know he'll trash talk you. But it'll be so much fun. Let me go fix my backdrop one more time. It's moved on me again. I got it through a shirt, and the shirt, the way I have it cut, it just falls off. All right, get back on there. I got a lot of ammo to pick up tonight. I'm almost out, which means I've gone through a lot of shots tonight. Cool, thanks, Josh. I'd like to pick one of those up just for when I am playing with long draw, even if it's not on a pickle. I'm interested to see one of your gappers too, Josh. If they're cool look, I like cool looking. So if it's got cool and nerdy, space agey, cool kind of thing, I might be interested in one. As long as it's 90 millimeter, that's what I shoot. Appreciate you guys being on. Still got 9 people. We had like 15 at the top, I think, which is a record for me. All right, let's get a couple more shots and we'll call it a night. All right, I hit the 40. Let's see if we can walk it up. Finish on a good note. That was 40. 50, barely, but I spun it. There's 60. 70. 80. Now let's see if we can walk it back. I tried earlier and failed. Okay, we're going back to the 70. I missed it again on the 70. I'll get it one day. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. If you didn't leave a like, appreciate it. Go hit the like button real quick before you log out. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. If you haven't already, go check my latest video out on the YouTube channel where we blow up a can of silly string. I saw you blow one up, Josh, and I said, I got to do that in slow motion. So I caught it in slow motion, and I tried to shoot the head off of a Barbie. I was unsuccessful, but we hit her good. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, I won't be able to do this tomorrow. Maybe Friday. If not, I'll get at least one more live on the weekend. Thanks for watching. I appreciate all the comments, all the encouragement, especially from like Andy and Josh and some of you guys encouraging me when I think I'm sucking. But that makes me feel good. And if I shoot as good as I did tonight, I think I'm going to do okay at the tournament. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.